Hello, everybody. We are living in a world of fast changes. But in the same time, in my opinion, we are also living in a world of lies. Why I say so? Well, if I look at the media today in the world, it doesn't matter. Media in USA, media in Europe, well, forget about media in China, then that's 100% liars, yeah? And I mean mainland China, not the Chinese media in Taiwan and Hong Kong. They are a little bit better, but otherwise, it's really this media create a world of lies, and it is incredible, particularly now with the American presidential election. I mean, it's not easy to be a reader today if you want to find out the truth. It's so many contradictory information about the same thing. Yeah? So I remember in the very first episode of my YouTube channel, I was saying that we are living in a world where pearls and fish eyes are mixed. Fish eyes look like a pearl, but they are fish eyes, and that's why it's so important for everybody to be able to differentiate, to separate between fish eyes and pearls. Yeah, so this is true almost everywhere, and for me, that remind me. I mean, what is happening is in the world. I think it is much driven by the communists, in particular the Chinese communists. You know that already Mao Zedong's time, he always says there are two things of utmost importance. One is the pen, the second is the rifle, two stick, the pen and the rifle. That means the propaganda and the violent force. So, and this is still true, what they believe, and particularly, they because they have now made some money, so they emphasize a lot on how to get a more efficient pen, how to make it more efficient propaganda. Here, I just want to share with you my experience in Hong Kong. You know that before, when Hong Kong was still a British colony, probably only, say, 4 out of 20 newspapers in Hong Kong were pro-CCP, pro-communist or pro-CCP. And the rest, the other 16 or so, are not. But today, when you look at the media landscape today, all media are more or less have become a propaganda tool for CCP, except two in Hong Kong. That is Apple Daily and Hong Kong Epoch Times. It's really interesting because I have been, so to say, follow up a little bit of this process. You see, 1997, Hong Kong should be handed over back to China, that everybody know, But don't think that the Chinese Communist Party started their infiltration in the Chinese media first after 97. Then you are wrong. They started much earlier. Well, they make media in Hong Kong already from the very beginning. Since they took power in 1949. There are 3-4 really clearly communistic newspaper in Hong Kong. At that time, you don't have internet, you don't have many other, newspaper was the most important, but it doesn't matter. Today, they offer online media and so on, so it's still the same people, same company. But in the 80s, I think they started systematically to infiltrate the media in Hong Kong. And what they did is, they make use of the freedom and openness of, so to say, capitalistic system, because in Hong Kong it was a liberal, open society. So everybody can, if you have money, you can buy share. So that's what the communists did. They don't do it officially, but they have the agent who doesn't look like a communist, but is a communist. And the Communist Party managed to give them a lot of money to buy shares. So slowly, like a so-called salami tactic, they gradually become a major shareholder of the media. And guess what they do? As a major owner, then of course you have the right to, influence the selection of editors, selection of the CEO, and so on and so on. So you step by step change the media. And for the reader, it means, well, a certain paper, for example, I remember the Tsingtao paper in the 70s, in the 80s, it was very critical to CCP, yeah? You criticize CCP, and then as a reader, you follow this criticizing CCP, and then gradually, you see that the newspapers giving you less and less critic about CCP. And not only that, then they start feeding you articles to make you understand all the mistakes the CCP has done. There has been a good reason. It's not easy to run a big country with more than 1 billion people and all this stuff. And gradually they even tell you, poor government in Beijing. They have pressure from America, from the West, and they have to do, and so on. So from getting less, you become less and less critical, and you even gradually have understanding for them. And slowly, after 15 years, then they even praise the CCP, and you follow. Then they start to talk about, wow, no matter you like CCP or not, but the fact is CCP had managed to lead China into a power, a world power, and be proud now to be a Chinese, and so on and so on. Quite successful. Not totally successful because, you all know that last year 2 million Hong Kong people went out to the street, yeah? But still, there are maybe also 2 million Hong Kong people who really follow the CCP, and then you have the rest, 3 million, is a kind of middle fraction, and they are fighting together. Anyway, you can say that the media landscape in Hong Kong changed a lot. Yeah, from, as I say, maybe 20% of the newspaper were red, communistic, and today you have maybe 90% are now under CCP influence. Ladies and gentlemen, they will not only do it in Hong Kong. Hong Kong for them was an experiment, And the next they did actually is Taiwan. Same thing. They buy shares in Taiwan media, they infiltrate, putting their people in and so on. And you know what? They also do it in the West. And just that you don't know. Yeah. For example, give you an example that New York Times and Washington Post, I think, since a couple of years ago, they regularly have an insert of China Daily, a communist newspaper. They put it in the newspaper and send to you. So it's crazy, yeah. And imagine, I know that the CCP, for example, to ask an American newspaper to accept inserts of China Daily, a communist propaganda mouthpiece, yeah, they are ready to pay a lot of money. Huh? So can you imagine today, for newspaper, it's hard time to get money for doing ads for others, and the Chinese are ready to pay you a lot. Even Western world, America is only an example. Same thing in Europe. The CCP has infiltrated in our media in such a scale that you just can't imagine, but it's true. Remember my words. One day this will come out to be true. Yeah? And this is why it is incredible in America, since Donald Trump became president. People didn't even know how he would act as a president, how good or how bad he is. People no idea for 4 years ago. But all the media, almost all, almost. I feel like I never count, but I think almost 80-90% of the media were against him, were black painting him all this year, and they even make very dishonest, manipulative action to black paint him. I remember very well that when Donald Trump got upset at how the media are spreading fake news, then he said, fake news media is our country's biggest enemy. And guess what was then printed as a first page title on New York Times and Washington Post and CNN, and so it says, Trump said, media is our country's biggest enemy. You know, just to sow hatred among the media people against Trump. Yeah? So to make all the media people to hate Trump. And this is why today we have such a crazy thing like, I mean, according to the poll for the presidential election, they claim that Joe Biden is leading. Some say leading to 12% units. Yeah, now they are saying maybe 7% unit. You know, if you believe in them, then you will think, oh, yeah, Joe Biden is winning. Yeah. But I don't believe in it. Yeah, I can give you one of the many reasons. There are more than one reason. For example, in America there is something they call it shy Trump voters, and that means people who don't want to tell other people that I vote for Trump. Why? Because the media is so anti-Trump. So they don't want to get trouble, so they better keep a low profile. And also because of the wave of violence in America. They know that these violence-making people, they are anti-Trump too. So if I tell everybody I vote for Trump, you know, maybe tomorrow my house will start burning. Yeah? So better not. So, and this is how it works. You know, those who make investigation, who make the poll, they call up different people. Now, who are you going to vote for? And that guy will just say, sorry, I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, I have made my decision. I will vote the one I think is best. Boom. So all this doesn't reflect in their so-called survey. So you will see. Those who believe in the survey, I guess they will get surprised. And personally, I won't be surprised if Donald Trump win and win big. We will see in a couple of days. Thank you. Bye-bye.